And now, Fox 13 meteorologist Valerie Mills with your Sky Tower Vector Scan forecast.
Hey everyone, good Tuesday morning to you. Looking at the next couple of days, and we see a trend of lower storm chances as well as warmer temperatures. So we've been in the upper 80s the last couple of days. We've had this deep tropical moisture in place for the west coast of Florida, up the panhandle, basically since last Friday when all of those really strong storms rolled through the area. Even through the weekend, it was unsettled. Today, we still are going to be watching for these passing rounds of rain and storms, much lower in coverage than what we've seen the last few days. We're back in the 90s and even topping out around the mid 90s for many spots over the next few days, as drier air as well as less wind is going to be back in the mix starting tomorrow. So here's the big picture. There's where Tropical Storm Bertha is, generally just to the south of areas like Panama City, as well as Pensacola, tracking along our western panhandle spots. We still have more of this moisture in place here from the west coast, as still as that tropical moisture is going to start to scoot out of here, moving west, where we see all of those deep red colors then tracking along the Gulf Coast, and then some drier air starts to pull back in for the state starting tomorrow and really through the end of the week. We're looking at our below average rain chances to stick around. There's where all that deep tropical moisture is, on the outskirts of Tropical Storm Bertha, and overall for us, much drier than the last few mornings. An isolated few areas of rain, one of those right over the Clearwater area, one near Bradenton, but you can see they're very small, not really talking much in the way of lightning or even heavy rain at this hour, only just really isolated spots that are again going to favor the coast. That's of course where we're closer to, in general, those feeder bands on the outskirts of that tropical system. So while a couple of those downpours and storms will be possible into the afternoon for Polk, DeSoto, Hardy, Highlands counties, you can see few and far between, only really talking those spotty showers coming in from the south and drifting up to the north. Still, we've got that southerly wind flow, and it is going to be a bit on the breezy to windy side again for today. These are our sustained winds. Notice by around 9 o'clock, we're looking at coastal spots to be in the 15 to close to 20 mile per hour range for sustained winds. That continues pretty much all afternoon and evening, and that is going to come with the possibility for some stronger gusts. So we'll look for winds gusting into the 20 mile per hour range here for the area. That continues even through the evening, backing off a little bit tonight into Wednesday as well. Much less wind is going to be in play, but still at times we'll see those sustained winds 10-15 miles per hour. Temperature check right now, we've got 70s to low 80s in the mix up and down the state, and we are going to be staying in the 80s here in Tampa through about 11 o'clock, maybe around the noon hour, but we're back into the 90s today. We are overall going to see much more breaks in the cloud cover, more of that blue sky in the mix. And here's the latest with Tropical Storm Bertha. We were tracking this yesterday morning. We had those 35 mile per hour sustained winds. They're now up to 50, and it's picked up a little bit of speed just in the last couple of hours. Went from moving at 2 miles per hour to now 5, still moving very slowly to the northwest. But here's the latest look. We're expecting that curve to the west here, skirting along the Gulf Coast, and you can see kind of dissipating that system likely off the coast of Louisiana. Still the track map taking it up into portions of Texas if it is able to last through the end of the week. But it will be interesting to see how that interaction with land from the panhandle then to the mouth of the Mississippi. That's where our bigger impacts are going to be, basically from the western panhandle and then to eastern Louisiana. That's where we have that storm surge risk and that higher risk for those feeder bands throughout today, tomorrow, and then by Thursday. We start to watch that system moving further off to the west, where you can see our Fox weather model here taking it into the Texas area by Thursday and Friday at the end of the week before it starts to wind down. Temperatures for us here, a couple of upper 80s along the coast, low to mid 90s for our inland spots. We'll be still feeling those breezes into the evening hours with few showers, partly cloudy skies tonight, mid 70s inland, upper 70s to low 80s for the coast, drier and even less windy for tomorrow. That's going to be the trend through the middle of the week, so plan on low 90s for the coast on Wednesday and plenty of mid 90s inland for the rest of this week.